Gentlemen, if you are above 60, pay close attention because you may be shocked by what I have to say. Your masculinity can be strengthened or undermined by each bite you take. The things you eat today may actually affect whether your testosterone levels rise as they did when you were younger or fall, leaving you exhausted, feeble, and uninterested in life. The majority of men are unaware that they may increase their testosterone levels by about 200% with only one easy daily habit that involves eating only natural foods. Additionally, it is just biological science and neither a medicine nor a supplement. My name is Dr. Mohit Kara, and I specialize in men's health and urology. I've been helping men like you regain their energy, confidence, and sex drive for over 30 years without the use of dangerous procedures or synthetic hormones. This is when the exciting part begins. Age-related testosterone reduction is unavoidable, according to most experts. I'm here to prove you that's untrue, though. Your body is still able to produce testosterone. All it needs are the proper nutrition and cues to rouse it once more. And a lot of those nutrients are concealed in common meals you've consumed throughout your life. The precise nutrients that can naturally cause your body to create more testosterone, boost energy, build muscle, sharpen your mind, and rediscover your enthusiasm for life are what I'll be revealing in this video. Keep reading, because I'll also share with you my 1-minute daily testosterone power bite formula, a powerful blend of natural ingredients that has transformed the lives of thousands of men. Make sure you subscribe and activate the notification bell before we begin. In this manner, you will not miss any of my upcoming videos that are intended to assist guys over 60 in regaining their confidence, strength, and vitality. If this message resonates with you, please leave a comment. If not, type 0 and let me know what you want me to talk about next, because your input enables me to produce the stuff that you actually require. Let's start with the first one, now that you know how potent these natural triggers may be. Few men are aware that this dish, which has been used for ages as an aphrodisiac, is actually a scientific powerhouse for testosterone production. I am referring to raw oysters, the ocean's greatest secret. 1. The ocean's secret, raw oysters. I still recall John, one of my elderly patients, who came to me at age 67 feeling exhausted, angry, and certain that his prime was over. His vitality was almost gone, and his testosterone levels were low. I advised him to begin with raw oysters, which nature had already mastered, rather than giving him a prescription. He gave me a disbelieving look, but a few weeks later, he returned with a gleam in his eyes that had been absent for years. Discover why oysters are among the world's most potent testosterone-boosting foods. They are the most abundant natural source of zinc, a mineral that is vital for the synthesis of testosterone. Without it, your body is unable to manufacture this hormone. About 32 milligrams of zinc, or over 3 times the daily recommended amount, can be obtained from just 6 medium oysters. Zinc prevents testosterone from being transformed into estrogen and promotes each stage of the testosterone production process. Your testosterone plummets and your estrogen levels increase as zinc levels fall, making you feel lethargic, sluggish, and distracted. There's more, though. D-aspartic acid, a unique amino acid found in oysters, instructs your brain to deliver a hormonal signal to your testes to increase testosterone production. In one study, testosterone levels rose 42% in men who took D-aspartic acid supplements for just 12 days. Imagine experiencing such a change in less than 2 weeks. Eating raw oysters, preferably fresh and uncooked, once or twice a week is something I always advise. Pumpkin seeds or grass-fed beef are great sources of zinc if oysters are difficult to obtain. Consistency is the key to giving your body the building blocks it needs to naturally restore its hormonal power. John's energy increased, his workouts became easier, and his confidence subtly returned when he made this minor adjustment. It's remarkable how something so basic may rekindle the flame that aging attempts to extinguish. Speaking of fire, the next natural boost comes from your kitchen counter rather than the ocean. A small, strong element that can release your inner energy more quickly than you might think and reduce stress hormones. 2. The ancient power of raw garlic. I will always remember the first time I recommended raw garlic to Robert, one of my patients. "Are you serious, Doc?" he responded, laughing out. "Instead of getting testosterone shots, you want me to munch garlic?" I simply told him to believe me, while grinning. "I don't know what's happening, but I'm waking up with energy I haven't felt in years," he stated over the phone 3 weeks later. That is how powerful something as unassuming as garlic can be. Garlic is more than simply a seasoning. A biological amplifier is what it is. When you slice or crush it and leave it for a few minutes, a substance called allicin is created. The primary stress hormone in your body, cortisol, is decreased by this substance. And that's important because testosterone and cortisol have a seesaw effect. Testosterone decreases as cortisol levels rise. Garlic helps your body produce more of the hormone that determines your drive, confidence, and energy by lowering inflammation and stress. Additionally, garlic improves heart health and blood flow, which helps your muscles and reproductive organs receive oxygen and nutrients. It preserves the Leydig cells, the cells that produce testosterone, in your testes and promotes a healthy cholesterol balance. For this reason, men who regularly eat raw garlic frequently report feeling more energized, having better mental clarity, and having better sex. Here's the proper way to use it. Eat 1 or 2 cloves raw after crushing them and letting them sit for 10 minutes. If the taste is too strong, you can chase them with water, slice them into salads, or combine them with honey. Your body will start to thank you in tangible ways if you do this every day. Robert did it consistently, and his wife told him he looked 10 years younger and happy after a month. Despite its diminutive size, garlic has the ability to stimulate your entire hormonal system. The third secret comes from the Earth's golden root, a natural healer that not only increases testosterone, but also improves focus, balances blood sugar, and rebuilds inner power from the ground up. This is in addition to the fact that this flaming little bulb works from within. 3. The golden root, ginger. I worked with Mark, a former firefighter, a few years ago. He was 65 years old, physically worn out, but with a powerful spirit. "I feel like I've lost my spark, Doc," he said. I inquired as to whether he had ever used fresh ginger. "Only in cookies," he responded with a laugh. That's when I told him that ginger is a man's hormone medicine, not just a spice. Modern science now explains why fresh ginger has been used for centuries to restore vitality. It functions by inducing luteinizing hormone, which is the signal that instructs your testes to create testosterone. Men's testosterone increased by over 20% in one research when they ate ginger. But the advantages extend beyond hormones. A master antioxidant is ginger. It increases blood circulation, shields your testicular cells from oxidative stress, and even improves insulin sensitivity. Your testosterone levels remain stable and high, while your insulin levels are in balance. Mark could start with just a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger every day, I said. Sometimes he chewed it raw, and other times he incorporated it into smoothies or added it to tea. In a matter of weeks, he observed that his mood had improved, his morning exhaustion had started to diminish, and his workouts were no longer exhausting. He remarked, "It's like my body woke up." In fact, ginger does just that. Your system is awakened from the inside out. Select fresh ginger instead of powdered varieties if at all possible. It has more active ingredients, is cleaner, and is stronger. Consider it your body's hormonal and metabolic reset button. Another surprising food that tastes like heaven and boosts testosterone in an unexpectedly tasty way is just as potent as this golden root. It is rich, silky, and has been shown by science to simultaneously enhance hormonal balance and blood flow. Chocolate will never seem the same to you again. 4. The sweet fix, dark chocolate. Telling a patient that chocolate can truly increase testosterone is one of my favorite things to do in the clinic. His eyes always brighten up like a child's. David, a 72-year-old man who believed that pleasure and health should never be combined, responded precisely that way. "Are you saying that eating chocolate will help my hormones?" he inquired. "Yes," I replied, "but only dark chocolate, of the proper kind. A premium dark chocolate that contains at least 75% cacao or more is among the most delectable remedies nature has ever produced. It contains a lot of flavonoids, which are strong antioxidants that help to enhance circulation, relax blood vessels, and lower inflammation all over the body. Increased blood flow improves the transport of nutrients to your reproductive organs and muscles, which aids in the body's efficient production of testosterone. That's not all, though. Magnesium, which is lacking in the majority of older men, is another mineral that dark chocolate is rich in. By promoting testosterone synthesis and preventing its protein binding, magnesium keeps more of it in your bloodstream free and active. David observed something surprising when he started consuming 1 to 2 ounces of pure dark chocolate every night. Even his afternoon slumps vanished, his attitude improved, and his sleep got better. His wife informed me, smiling knowingly, that he seemed more alive than he had been in years once he regained his vitality within a few weeks. That's what chocolate does. It simultaneously nourishes your body and soul. But keep in mind that not all chocolate is created equal. Choose pure, high cacao dark chocolate with few ingredients instead of sweet bars. Darker is preferable. It's a straightforward pleasure that discreetly benefits you each and every day. Chocolate may rekindle your passion and vitality, but the next natural boost is something far older, a herb that Indian men have used for years to restore their internal power, stamina, and desire. Alan was 68 when I first met him, and he was having problems with soft muscles, waning desire, and poor energy. He informed me that despite trying every supplement available, nothing appeared to work. I recommended Fenugreek, an ancient substance that has been used for millennia in India to regain manly power. He arched an eyebrow. "Do you mean the curry spice my wife uses?" I told him just that. Use it properly, though. For male hormones, fenugreek is a silent powerhouse. The tiny, bitter seeds of fenugreek are frequently disregarded. However, a naturally occurring substance called saponin is found inside every seed and directly promotes the creation of testosterone. It also helps your body retain more of the hormones it generates by containing enzymes that prevent testosterone from being converted into other hormones like estrogen or DHT. Men who took fenugreek experienced significant improvements in energy, sexual function, and free testosterone throughout an 8-week research. For the first time in years, some even said that their morning energy and muscular tone had returned. I instructed Alan to soak a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in water for the entire night, chew the seeds in the morning, and then drink the water that remained. He persevered despite the bitter flavor. "I don't dislike the flavor anymore, Doc," he stated after a month. I feel like myself once more. That is fenugreek's beauty. It does more than increase hormones. It rekindles the inner man. Fenugreek powder can be added to smoothies or honey if chewing the seeds is too strong. Consistency is crucial. It gradually nourishes your body from the inside out, assisting in the restoration of endurance, mood, and clarity, in addition to testosterone. Alan's tale is hardly unique. It serves as a reminder that nature remembers our losses. It simply awaits our rediscovery. Even while this little seed has a lot of power, the next food I'll discuss isn't derived from the earth. It originates in the center of the Amazon rainforest. And you may radically change the way your body produces testosterone by taking a handful of it every day. 6. The selenium secret, Brazil nuts. Michael, a 70-year-old patient, is someone I will always remember. A retired pilot who seemed composed, yet couldn't conceal his subtle annoyance. "I feel like my engine just won't start anymore, Doc," he stated. The narrative was revealed by his blood testing. A slow thyroid, significant levels of tiredness, and low testosterone. Rather than resorting to medicine, I gave him a tiny handful of Brazil nuts and advised him to take 2 or 3 of them a day and to wait. He thought I was kidding, so he laughed. "I don't know what's in those nuts, but I've got my energy back," he said over the phone 3 weeks later. One of nature's best sources of selenium, a trace mineral that most men are subtly lacking in, is Brazil nuts. The synthesis of hormones, especially testosterone, depends critically on selenium. It shields your testicular cells from oxidative damage and helps your thyroid, which is the primary regulator of metabolism. The production of testosterone naturally increases when your thyroid is healthy and your testes are safe. Supplementing with selenium has been shown to boost testosterone levels, enhance sperm quality, and revitalize men, particularly those who were previously deficient in this crucial nutrient. However, balance is crucial. Because of its potency, too much selenium can be dangerous. I only suggest 2 to 3 Brazil nuts each day because of this. Not anymore. It's a straightforward habit that works wonders. They can be added to smoothies, eaten as a snack, or sprinkled on top of oatmeal. They are easy to consume because of their creamy texture, and their advantages extend well beyond hormones. They also help your immune system, heart, and brain. Michael continued to take his handful every day. After a month, his wife informed me that he appeared lighter and more like himself, and that his exhaustion had disappeared and his focus had improved. When you provide your body with the proper nutrition, consistency can achieve incredible things. Speaking of fuel, the newest natural booster is equally potent and colorful. Once known as the nectar of strength, this ancient red fruit has been shown to increase testosterone levels by almost 30% in as little as 2 weeks. 7. The pomegranate, the ruby fruit. A few years ago, I met George, a retired mechanic who was 66 years old and had lost his spark. "I feel like my battery is dying, Doc," he said. "Even taking the dog for a walk feels like a work these days, whereas before I had energy from dawn till dusk." I gave him a glass of rich crimson juice while grinning. I said, "Drink this every morning." He appeared perplexed. "Juice from pomegranates?" I gave a nod. "George, believe me, it's more than just a fruit. It's hormone fuel." Recent studies have demonstrated that pomegranates are among nature's most potent testosterone boosters. In one interesting study, testosterone levels increased by 24 to 30% in men who drank pure pomegranate juice every day for 2 weeks. That's a real hormonal comeback, not just a little blip. The key is the high antioxidant content of pomegranates, which enhance blood flow throughout the body and lessen oxidative stress in the testes. Your organs receive more oxygen and nutrients when your circulation is better, which creates the ideal conditions for the creation of testosterone. However, the advantages don't end there. Additionally, pomegranates increase nitric oxide levels and decrease cortisol, the stress hormone that inhibits testosterone, which improves vascular health and sexual function. Ancient warriors referred to it as the fruit of power, which makes sense. George was instructed to consume 8 ounces of unsweetened, pure pomegranate juice each day. After 3 weeks, he told me that his mood had improved and that his energy was constant throughout the day. Later, his wife winked and revealed that he had returned to his previous self. Pomegranate is more than just juice when you choose it. Your body is receiving a signal from you to awaken, recover, and flourish. Bold, rich, and alive, that juice's color reflects the vigor it restores. The next secret food may surprise you even more, even as this ruby fruit helps you regain your vigor from the inside out. It's a green, crunchy substance that's frequently disregarded. However, it contains a natural substance that can gently raise your testosterone levels every day. 8. The green power stick, celery. Celery has a lyrical quality about it. It is quiet, modest, and frequently overlooked at the side of the meal plate. However, there is a startling secret hidden within those crisp green stalks, a natural substance that might really encourage your body to produce more testosterone. I recall a 71-year-old patient called Henry making a joke about celery being rabbit food. I informed him, laughing, that eating rabbit food might help you regain your strength. Androstenone, a naturally occurring pheromone-like substance found in celery, gently instructs the body to increase its own testosterone production. That's not all, though. Apigenin and other antioxidants found in celery aid in inhibiting aromatase, the enzyme that turns testosterone into estrogen. It essentially helps you retain more of the testosterone that your body has worked so hard to produce. Celery boosts blood flow, reduces inflammation, and promotes heart health in addition to hormones, all of which lay the groundwork for vitality. I suggested that Henry incorporate a couple of fresh celery stalks into his daily routine. He began juicing it every morning and adding ginger and a little lemon. "I feel lighter, cleaner, and somehow sharper, Doc," he told me a few weeks later. That's what makes celery so lovely. It restores equilibrium to your system, one drink at a time, without being obtrusive or theatrical. It can be added to smoothies, juiced, or eaten raw. As long as food is fresh, it makes no difference how you take it. Nature made it to function subtly yet efficiently, reviving your body and assisting your hormones. Wait till you learn about the following meal, though, if celery's subtle power surprises you. It's full of the exact fats your body needs to produce testosterone. Plus, it's thick and creamy. Men were warned to stay away from it for years. In actuality, though, this cuisine can help you rekindle your confidence, power, and stamina from the inside out. 9. The moment Daniel, a 64-year-old former athlete, sat in my office and stated, "Doctor, I've been avoiding fats for years because everyone said they're bad for the heart," is something I will never forget. However, I feel slower, weaker, and as though my body is running on fumes recently. "Daniel, your body isn't starving for less fat," I said with a smile. "The appropriate type is starving it." It was then that I introduced him to coconut, one of the most misunderstood foods in contemporary nutrition. We were trained to be afraid of saturated fats for decades. In actuality, though, your body requires them, particularly for the production of testosterone. Healthy saturated fats and medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, which your body uses to produce clean, fast energy, are abundant in coconut. These lipids serve as the building blocks for the synthesis of hormones. Your body just cannot produce testosterone effectively if you don't have enough of them. Lauric acid, another substance found in coconut, has strong antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties that support the protection of your testicular cells and general metabolic well-being. Within days, Daniel's vitality returned when he started mixing 1 to 2 tablespoons of unrefined coconut oil into his morning coffee. His attention improved, his workouts became easier, and he told me his wife also noticed a change. Coconut restores your hormonal balance in addition to boosting your metabolism. Studies even indicate that, in comparison to low-fat diets, diets that contain adequate amounts of healthy fats are associated with increased testosterone levels. You can eat fresh coconut meat, use coconut oil for cooking, or mix it into smoothies. The secret is to include it into your regular routine and select unadulterated, pure sources. It's one of those easy adjustments that subtly alters your innermost feelings. The next food is like premium fuel for your hormones, while coconut fuels your body's engine. It's green, creamy, and packed with a mineral that can increase free testosterone by about 30% in a week. 10. The creamy powerhouse, avocado. 69-year-old retired architect Tom revealed something many guys his age secretly experience when we first met. "I eat well, Doc, but I'm still exhausted," he added. "My body seems to have stopped responding." I inquired about the composition of his everyday meals. Lean chicken, lots of greens, and very little fat. I informed him, "Your hormones are starving for healthy fats," with a smile. Let's get the avocado back. One of nature's most complete foods that supports testosterone is avocado. They are rich in monounsaturated fats, which support the heart, promote hormone production, and maintain healthy cell activity. However, the nutritious profile of avocados is what really sets them apart. They are abundant in boron, a trace mineral that can have a significant impact, and vitamin E, which protects testosterone molecules from oxidative damage. In one study, free testosterone increased by 28% in just 1 week for men taking only 6 milligrams of boron each day. And it's no accident. It's a biological process. Tom informed me that something shifted when he began eating 1 avocado every day, sometimes mashed with lime and salt, and other times sliced with eggs in the morning. His mood improved, his energy from the morning returned, and his focus intensified. "It's odd," he said. "I had no idea that something so basic could restore my youthfulness." That is the secret strength of authentic nutrition. Instead of working against your body, it works with it. It's simple to love avocados. Creamy, filling, and adaptable, they're a simple method to provide your body with the nutrients it actually needs to produce hormones on its own. Additionally, that little daily routine can result in greater vigor, improved mood, and deeper intimacy for men in their 60s and 70s. Wait until you learn about the next natural supplement if you think avocados are amazing. It is not a plant that grows in soil. It carries tiny hormones that resemble the testosterone in your body as it falls from the trees. Most guys have never heard of it, but it's one of nature's most intriguing secrets. 11. A few years ago, a patient called Walter came to me feeling hopeless. He was covered in pine pollen and ancient tree dust. He told me he was sick of using energy drinks and medicines to get through the day, at the age of 72. "I simply want to feel like a man again, Doc," he replied. I gave him a tiny container of golden powder and explained that it was nature's hormone whisperer, not a supplement. The powder turned out to be pine pollen, one of nature's most amazing gifts to humanity. Plant-based androgens, which are small, natural substances that resemble testosterone and aid in promoting your body's own hormone production, are abundant in pine pollen, which is derived from the male spores of pine trees. Although these plant hormones differ from our own, they cooperate with your endocrine system, gently urging it to return to equilibrium. Additionally rich in vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants, pine pollen promotes circulation, lowers inflammation, and supports general vitality. Long before the term testosterone was coined, it was utilized in Chinese medicine for centuries to increase energy, stamina, and sexual function. Walter learned how to use it correctly from me. Swallow half a teaspoon of powdered pine pollen after holding it under the tongue for a minute. Bypassing digestion, sublingual absorption enables those active ingredients to enter the bloodstream straight. 2 weeks later, he called me, his voice full of vitality. "I'm back in the workshop, Doc, doing repairs once more." It's been years since I felt this alive. In addition to raising his hormones, pine pollen gave him a new sense of purpose. It's a straightforward but effective ritual. Begin modestly and maintain consistency. It can eventually assist in rekindling that inner fire you believed had diminished with aging. The next testosterone-boosting food may surprise you even more than this amazing ancient tree dust. It's something you've consumed throughout your life, but it's likely that you've been ignoring the most potent portion of it. 12. The golden core, egg yolks. Robert, a 68-year-old retired teacher, remarked something I hear all too often when he first sat in my office. "Doc, I believed the yolks would kill me, so I'd been eating egg whites for years." That yellow center you've been avoiding might be the key to bringing your testosterone back to life, I said with a smile. For many years, cholesterol was viewed negatively. Here's the reality, though. The building block of testosterone is cholesterol. Your body just cannot produce hormones without it. What about the yolk of the egg? It is among the most abundant natural sources of that crucial component. In addition to cholesterol, yolks are rich in zinc, vitamin D, and good fats, all of which are essential for the synthesis of testosterone. Men who eat whole eggs instead of just whites have considerably better hormonal balance, according to studies. You're not harmed by the cholesterol in eggs. Sugar, processed foods, and inactivity are the culprits. Within weeks, Robert noticed something remarkable when he began eating 2 to 3 whole eggs every morning, scrambled one day and boiled the next. He regained his energy. His disposition leveled out. He felt stronger after working out. "I wake up feeling ready again, Doc," he said. At my age, I didn't believe that was feasible. I told him the same thing I tell all men over 60. There are no mistakes in nature. When consumed in their entirety, whole foods contain the nutrients your body actually needs and recognizes. Nature uses egg yolks to remind us that our strength comes from balance rather than restriction. Don't be afraid of the golden core. Accept it. Allow it to feed the man that remains within you. Speaking of golden power, the following dish goes even farther. It originates from the same bean used to make chocolate. In its purest form, however, it does more than merely sate your cravings. It can simultaneously boost your testosterone, reduce stress hormones, and calm your mind. 13. The bitter bean, cacao nibs. I recall a man named Frank who came to me with a persistent sense of exhaustion. "I'm tired no matter how well I eat, Doc," he told me at age 65. "I get jitters from coffee, and energy drinks make me feel even worse. What you need isn't caffeine," I said with a smile. "Calm strength. And you can get that from a certain food." A small bag of cacao nibs, tiny, bitter pieces of pure chocolate that most people don't notice was given to him. The unprocessed, raw form of chocolate is called cacao nibs, the purest form of vitality and energy found in nature. In contrast to sugary candy bars, cacao is rich in magnesium and flavonoids, two substances that can change a man's hormonal balance. Strong erections and normal testosterone production depend on flavonoids' ability to protect your blood vessels, lower inflammation, and improve blood flow. In contrast, magnesium lowers the stress hormone cortisol and aids in the blood's activation of testosterone. Finally, testosterone can increase when cortisol decreases. I advised Frank to begin incorporating 1 or 2 tablespoons of cacao nibs into his daily routine, either blending them into a smoothie or adding them to his oatmeal or yogurt. He said something that stuck with me for 2 weeks. "I feel balanced again, Doc. I'm not wired, but I'm awake, calm but focused. I even look more alive, according to my wife." Cacao does just that. It does more than increase testosterone. It restores your system's equilibrium. It helps your body work as it should, calms your mood, and nourishes your nerves. Using real cacao, not chocolate that has been processed with milk and sugar, is crucial. Select 100% pure cacao powder or raw nibs. Although it has a strong flavor, its effects are even more potent. The next ingredient adds a final touch, while cacao replenishes the inner calm energy. Bright, fresh, and fragrant, it can cleanse your body from the inside out and protect your testosterone. Even the most basic herbs, which we frequently overlook in our quest for superfoods, have a unique quality. I recall a 70-year-old man named Steve who had tried every protein shake, powder, and pill to increase his energy levels before coming to see me. "Doctor," he sighed, "nothing works for long. I have a week of feeling good. After that, it disappears. Perhaps it's time to go back to what's new and genuine," I told him with a smile. Now, let's discuss parsley. At first, he laughed. "Parsley? The tiny green substance that's applied to steak?" I gave a nod. "Your testosterone can benefit more from that little green thing than from most supplements ever could. A natural plant flavonoid called apigenin, which is abundant in parsley, stimulates the Leydig cells in your testes, the cells that produce testosterone. It also helps your body maintain higher levels of free, active testosterone by blocking the enzyme that turns testosterone into estrogen. However, parsley isn't just for that. Rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory substances, it safeguards your kidneys and liver, two organs essential for hormone processing and balance. To put it briefly, it both fuels and cleanses your system. Steve should make it easy, I told him. Every day, eat a handful of fresh parsley. He began chewing it raw after meals and adding it to salads and smoothies. After a few weeks, he reported feeling more focused, having more energy, and even having fresher breath, as he smiled and told me, "Doctor." That's how natural balance works. The mind feels alive and the hormones start reacting spontaneously when the body feels clean. Despite its modest appearance, parsley completes the cycle of what your body actually needs: nurture, strength, and restoration from the inside out. After you've seen how these 14 natural boosters interact, allow me to demonstrate how you can use them all in a single, potent daily routine that will boost your vitality more quickly than you ever imagined. As a urologist who has worked with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond for over 30 years, I have repeatedly witnessed one truth. Decline is not a necessary part of aging. The body has extraordinary resilience. All it needs is a little patience, the right fuel, and the right rhythm. In one way or another, all of the foods we've covered, oysters, garlic, ginger, dark chocolate, fenugreek, Brazil nuts, pomegranate, celery, coconut, avocado, pine pollen, eggs, cacao nibs, and parsley, support the natural production of testosterone in your body. Each one affects a distinct system, such as the brain, thyroid, liver, heart, or testes. No medication can match the symphony of renewal they produce when combined. I've seen men regain vitality that they had previously believed had vanished forever. Not because of a magical medication, but because they made the decision to feed themselves the way nature intended. I have witnessed marriages rekindle, confidence return, and men awaken with a renewed sense of purpose. Doing everything at once isn't the secret. It's in the beginning. Choose a handful of these foods, include them into your daily routine, and maintain consistency. Give your body 2 to 4 weeks, and you'll start to see the changes. Stronger mornings, deeper sleep, more stable mood, and an inexplicable spark. That vitality is something you deserve. Years of dedication, selflessness, and tenacity have earned it for you. Your body still retains its strength. All you have to do is remind it. So today, take the first step. Begin modestly, maintain your composure, and allow nature to do what it always does best: heal, rebuild, and revitalize the man inside of you. Because aging does not mean losing your strength. The key is to figure out how to get it back.